What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. I'm out here in north central Pennsylvania. Wanted to do a little bit of snow wheeling. Got a lot of snow on the ground, as you can see. About a foot of snow. It's early February 2026. And I got my Supercharged Trail Boss 5.3. Got the Nitto Trail Grapplers. It's doing a great job on the fresh powder. As you can see, check it out. Method bead grips. I'm not aired down at all. Wanted to just show you guys something interesting that I just noticed when I was driving. So a couple of people drove through here, as you can see. We got this like compacted hard snow, and that stuff is really bad to get stuck in. And the powder here is super easy to drive through with these Nitto Trail Grapplers. The powder is just phenomenal to drive through. The truck makes quick work of the powder. But when you drive on this compacted stuff, it's like semi melted, it's hard. This stuff is the worst. It's like, can't get any bite in it. But hope you guys enjoy the video. Gonna attach some clips of me driving through the snow, so enjoy. And for those of you guys who haven't been watching me for a while, this truck was supercharged a year ago. It's making like 550 crank horsepower and close to 600 or over 600 crank torque, so it's got a lot of power. I'm running it in 4 low right now, just because with this compacted stuff here on the main trail, it's really tough to drive in even in 4 low. So stay tuned, hope you enjoy the footage. She's making quick work of this powder here. It's pretty deep here. It's crazy how such a heavy truck, 6,000 pounds, can still float on top of snow. But those Nitto Trail Grapplers really bite nicely. Check it out. They bite nicely in the powder. Plenty of clearance. Probably about 6 inches here in this area. Obviously flat, so it's like the easiest driving conditions possible, but this packed snow is terrible to drive through. It's worse than powder, much worse. Truck slides all over the place, but super fun to drive in the snow, guys. Best of all, you don't have to clean your truck off like when you go through mud. Highly recommend it. Doesn't look like a lot on the camera, but there is quite a bit of snow here. Hopefully we can make it up this hill. It's pretty steep here. Gotta get some momentum. Oh yeah, no issues at all. It's a lot of snow, guys. Trucks sliding left and right. These packed in pieces everywhere. I think the green looks really good against the white snow. It's a lot of snow, guys. Doesn't look like it on camera, but it's a lot of snow. Just went up this little hill obstacle here. Nothing crazy, it's just kind of a gentle upward hill. You can see no issues at all, but pretty deep. I'd say probably about 8 inches or so. Just want to show you how deep the powder is here. It's all powder though, see? But it goes up over my ankles. It's all beautiful powder. This is the best snow to four-wheel in. Look at that. And these nittos are just perfect for these conditions. Still got the wreath. That's gonna be coming off by Ash Wednesday. I'll take it off after Ash Wednesday. That's usually when I take my decorations down. Yeah, she's killing it. Killing it. The supercharger makes a huge difference. Get that extra power boost in 4 low, man, pretty much go through almost anything. It's crazy how the truck still manages to float on top of the snow. These are 12 wides, 34.5 by 12. Betsy making quick work of this powder snow. Those nittos really do a great job. It's pretty deep. show you guys the temperature, 22 degrees, so not too bad. Probably one or two other people here before me, but as you can see, tons of snow everywhere. I'm gonna be blazing some new trails for people, so trying to drive over the parts that haven't been driven over yet. Blaze some new trails. Got this little hill here. Camera doesn't do justice, but there's a lot of snow there. It's probably about 1.5 feet in some sections here. All right, guys, I'm gonna put her in two-wheel drive and see how she does in two-wheel drive in this powder here. I don't think there'll be an issue really, unless we go like up a hill or something. All right, guys, just did some donuts here. Two-wheel drive, no problems at all. Those Nitto trail grapplers really tear into this stuff. But if you do have a Silverado and you plan to do donuts, just be careful so you don't blow up your rear diff, because Silverados have the G80 locker in the back, and those are known to blow up essentially if you do really hard donuts in snow or mud. If you really rev it up, I could actually hear the G80 engaging. I could hear it clicking when I'd rev it up hard. That's why I didn't do like a super crazy donut. But yeah, there you guys have it. Supercharged Silverado. Deep snow, fairly deep snow, no problems at all in the powder. Check it out. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. Only thing I didn't do is any kind of steep obstacle. I have done like one steep obstacle in the snow here before. I'll post the video up in the top right corner if you want to see that. I tried to do it in this snow, but my truck started sliding. I think would have been a little too much of a beating to try to get up that little obstacle without any chains or without dropping tire pressure. This was kind of a light trip here. I'm not doing anything crazy, not trying to beat up Betsy here. So fun driving through fresh powder. Oh, check it out, we got an elk over there. Look at that cow elk there. She was just taking a nap. We woke her up. Man, there's nothing like driving through fresh powder, guys. Super fun. See, someone drove here a while ago, but the wind drifted over. There's some deep drifts here, guys. You gotta watch out for these deep drifts. You can get stuck. Wow. Let me show you guys some of the crazy deep drift I just went through. Wow. Show you how deep the snow was in this drift. This is why driving in snow is sketchy sometimes, because it can have different depths. You got to really be mindful and kind of aware of your surroundings. But pretty deep drift over here. Camera doesn't really do justice, but especially back here, it's a wind drift. You can see how deep it was over here. So you always got to make sure you keep the momentum going when you know there's a little drifted spot. Like right here, could feel the truck kind of bogging just a little bit. Like right in here, just gave it a little more throttle. Like right up in here, you could see how much deeper the snow is. There's a little dip here, and see if I can step in it. You know, it's probably about 1.5 feet here, but then up there it's shallow. Doesn't she look cool with the rock lights and the ditch lights? It's just pitch black out here. Nothing but elk and wildlife here. Pretty deep and a little bit like packed in over here. That's why snow can be sketchy at times. Show you guys my footprints here. It's pretty deep, so always got to keep that momentum once you're in the deep stuff, just like mud. I don't think I would have got stuck necessarily, but would have been kind of a pain if I stopped and had to start going again from a dead stop. Might have had to rock myself free a little bit. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if it wasn't anything super crazy. I'm not looking to beat up my truck that I spent a lot of time and money on just for a couple extra views. But I hope this gave you an idea of the capabilities of a Silverado with 35-inch Nitto trail grapplers and 6 to 12 inches of snow, maybe more at sometimes. No issues at all, especially in powder. Once you get into the compacted snows when things can get a little bit sketchy, but I didn't air down and I didn't put any chains on either. This is just street pressures here that we're working with, so no issues at all in 4-low. Even rear wheel drive, you know, 2-wheel high, you could get through, but you're gonna beat up your rear diff. Your G80 locker is gonna be locking in and out constantly, so you definitely don't want to do that. Don't stress your rear diff. If you have a GM truck, remember you got that automatic rear locker, and if you're in 2-wheel high and you gun it, you know, you rev it up real hard and there's a lot of wheel spin, you're gonna hear it clicking, click, click, click. You'll hear like loud clicks, and that's that G80 engaging, disengaging, engaging, disengaging. And you know, just for the sake of longevity and so you don't grenade it, put it in at least 4 high, preferably 4 low. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I have some cool stuff coming to the channel as far as trucks go. I just purchased an LBZ Duramax 2006 2500 HD Silverado, and I'm going to be upgrading it quite a bit. It's actually in the shop right now getting a lift installed, 6-inch lift. I'm going to go with the same size tires as on Betsy here, 295/70 R18. I think those are just the perfect tires for general purpose use, from off-roading to towing. And they actually have a higher rating than 35 by 12.5s. Those 295/70 R18s can handle like an extra 700 pounds more per tire compared to 35 by 12.5s, and they're basically the same exact size. So for towing purposes and even just for the toughness of the rubber, better to go with the 295/70 R18s in my opinion, especially if you're going to tow or haul things. But I'm going to be also installing a lift pump on the LBZ and an intake. I got a Edge Evolution CTS tuner and monitor. I'm going to do some lighting as well at some point. Hopefully this year I'll be able to install a bunch of rock lights just like Betsy has. And then the most difficult thing is figuring out a name for the LBZ. I'm going with a guy's name this time because we got Betsy here. Betsy needs a boyfriend. She needs some companionship. She needs a little bit of male love. So if you guys have any suggestions for a name for my LBZ Duramax, leave it in the comments down below. Initially I was thinking Fred for some reason. I don't know why. I would just think of like Fred Flintstone because it's like an older truck. And it's a little bit slower than Betsy because Betsy, she's supercharged. And when I first drove the LBZ, you know, it wasn't a slow truck, but compared to Betsy, I'm used to driving a supercharged truck with over 500 horsepower, and it felt, you know, a little bit slower. So I was just thinking of like Fred Flintstone for some reason, it came to my head. But Fred's not going to be slow for long. I'm gonna tune Fred. I'm gonna put a 5-inch exhaust and intake, and take Fred with me to some shows, maybe to the Jamboree this year. And I'll leave a link in the top right corner to the video I posted of Fred when I first looked at Fred at the Davis 4x4 shop. If you guys never heard of Davis 4x4, check him out in North Chesterfield, Virginia. Great guy, great shop. They're going to be installing the lift. The LBZ is in phenomenal shape. It has 260,000 miles, but it was a one-owner truck, and Davis bought it like 2 years ago. It has absolutely zero rust on the frame. It was a Southern truck kept indoors. I'm gonna have to coat the frame because the wax came off from the factory. The factory wax coating that Chevy puts on came off because it's so old. So I'm gonna coat it with something. I got a bunch of cans of Cosmoline So that's going to be a pretty big project. That'll probably be the first thing I do to make sure that he's protected from all the salt up here in northern Pennsylvania. But a bunch of other mods to do as well on the LBZ. But coating the frame, lift pump, S&B intake, edge evolution, those are going to be the first ones I attack. And then I'm going to install this same Steelcraft bumper on Fred, so that's going to be awesome. And then eventually lighting, rock lights and ditch lights for sure. Definitely ditch lights and rock lights. So stay tuned for that, guys. It's going to be awesome. Hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my truck and off-road playlist, and until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 P's: prepare, practice, and persevere.